I'm just up against that resistance of the way I feel. And I keep making the excuse that it's because I'm a girl and I think there's differences between them. So something that I never used an excuse for in the past as being a girl, but now I'm like, it's because I'm a girl.
It's really clear that women are just little men. I mean, they're identical. I mean, that assumption has been in medicine until about 15, 20 years ago. We started looking at differences even in fasting studies. And I do know we've had 70,000 people go through my fasting challenge, which is a free thing. You don't even have to buy the book, but it's fastthisway.com, which is, by the way, the name of my fasting book. And I've had women from 22 all the way up to 82 say the same thing. Oh my God, I just went 24 hours without eating and I didn't notice. It didn't bother me. I thought I couldn't do it. So where you are, Danica, is totally normal. You and I were both told if you don't eat 5 or 6 times a day, your body will go into starvation mode and then you'll get fat. Right? You heard this before?
I bought that.
Totally. And when I was at that 300-pound level, I was terrified. In fact, that's why I had a shaman drop me off in a cave for 4 days. And I write about that in the book because I knew that I would be hangry and hypoglycemic and I would yell at people I cared about. And I was afraid of being alone and I knew I would eat if I was lonely. And I went through all of these things going, all right, I'm going to have to be like 10 miles away from any other human to do it. That was how big my fear was. And I did fast for 4 days, but you don't have to fast for 4 days. You, as a woman, there are new studies that look at women and men. 12-hour fasts 3 times a week create metabolic benefits. You're like,
do that.
You can do that because you sleep for like 8 hours.
I try.
Okay. So if you have an 8-hour sleep, that means stop eating after dinner. Okay, have dinner at 6,
right.
4 hours before bedtime, sleep 8 hours.
Right.
Congratulations, you're an intermittent faster. And then you wake up and you go, you know what? I'm just going to wait a little while before I eat. Right? What's that going to be? And that could be suddenly it's a 14-hour fast. But that's all we're talking about because sleep time counts as fasting time.
Yeah.
And so a lot of women are saying, well, I should do an 18-hour fast every day. Right? It doesn't work. And there's a chapter in Fast This Way specific to the research on women. And what you'll find is that if you look at the amount of stress your body's under from all sources, that determines the length of your fast. So if you wake up and you're thinking, God, I slept so well, everything is perfect, I'm just feeling really good and I haven't lifted heavy, I don't have some high stress race or event or something, I'm probably going to fast for longer today because fasting is a form of exercise or stress for your body. But if instead you say, I slept like garbage last night, maybe you had a hot flushes or, maybe.
Come on, Dave. I mean, I'm not that old yet.
No, but people listening are.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And that's a stressor. And that's a stressor.
Yeah. And you're super chill. It's actually really interesting. But you go into all these things where, okay, people have fights, they have a cold, right? Something's not right. Well, okay, how much is on that side of the scale? And if you're saying, well, okay, today I was already kind of wrecked, I think I'll go fast for 24 hours and I'll lift heavy at the gym and I'll get on an airplane and fly somewhere. It's too much. And so women and men both are capable of fasting. And women will hit the stress wall of fasting before men do, on average. And I love getting to talk with someone who totally gets all the driving analogies. So the old expression of hitting the wall, we know where that comes from, right? Well, when you learn how to manage your biology and how to fast without being hungry, what it does is it moves the wall very far away. So I have more resilience and power and energy than I ever did before. That gives you time to build up speed. So you still can hit the wall. And I teach for women that the fasting wall, when you overfast, is about 4 to 6 weeks. And what'll happen is the first week, oh my God, I did it. And the next week,
and
I'm just going to do a
every
little bit
day,
more.
Correct? Is this
It
every
can be
day?
every day. It can be even 5-6 days a week.
Okay.
But you keep making it longer, and pretty soon you're going to say, I'm only doing dinner. And then with dinner, oh, that's too much. I'll just fast every weekend. And eventually you get to this point where you know it worked, but now you're not feeling as good. Since it used to work, you're going to do it even more. I call it the fasting trap. And it works with a vegan diet. It works with a keto diet. It works with anything that works at the right amount. You go past the Goldilocks zone.
Sure.
First sign, bad sleep. So the way you would know that your fasting wasn't working is you wake up in the morning, you feel like you're hungover, but you didn't drink anything the night before. And the second sign is monthly irregularity in your cycle. Right? That's weird. It's normally predictable and now it's not. Well, okay, maybe you should actually eat a little bit more or more often. And the third thing, if you keep pushing yourself, and by the way, people who might, I don't know, drive race cars or be professional athletes or be hardcore entrepreneurs, like the type A people, we are the ones who are going to push harder, right? And then you say, oh, my hair's getting thin. And it's funny. So that's the 4 to 6 week, I'm fasting too much thing for women. But then for men, it's kind of similar, but it takes us usually 6 to 8 weeks. And for men, it's sleep quality goes away. And then I'm waking up without a kickstand. That's weird. And then the third thing is my hair is thinning as well. And so what we're doing here is we're saying, don't overtrain. And as you know, if you exercise 3 hours a day every day, you start to not feel good. Well, it's the same with fasting. So that's the big thing for women is it's okay to not fast the same way every day. And shorter fast when you're already having other stressors and longer fast when you're not.
Common sense.
And it's, yeah. And you know more than most people about the feeling of fear. Like you're in a car, it's going really fast, okay? And there's a part of you that says, I'm going to die. And then there's a part of you that says, I know I can put the brakes on half a second later or whatever it is you do. I mean, I've been on a track, but not like you. So, you know, there's that edge you play with.
Oh yeah, it's the name of the game.
Right. Well, we all have that edge around food, right? And so, oh my God, I'm going to die. And you're like, actually, it takes me 90 days to starve to death, but you sure feel like you're going to die. And you have more time before you put the brakes on than you feel like you do. And then you allow your body and your reflexes to tell you what to do, right? You get this way with fasting, but only after you drop the fear. And that's the whole reason I wrote a book on fasting was that it's a psychological thing about, oh my God, I'm going to die. I didn't have tacos at noon. You're not going to die, but man, you feel like you're going to die.
And this was what you had to overcome those 4 days in the cave, right? Or were you in a cave? Were you in the wilderness? Were you taking anything? Was it water? Was this a ayahuasca journey for 4 days?
No,
what was it?
I was literally by myself in a cave with a sleeping bag, a fire, a knife, and a big bottle of water.
I mean, I resonated so much when I heard that. I don't remember when I heard that. It was a while ago. And I was like, that's how I feel. Like I might die. People know I'm a little food obsessed. At least I don't like throwing food away. I always have food on me. I always have a snack with me. Like it's always got to be around because at that sort of, I'd say 6 hour mark during the day, I'm like, I might not even feel hungry actually. My mood shifts before I feel hungry. Why is that?
Well, you're getting hangry. And what's going on there is your body runs only on glucose and it's not metabolically flexible. And when you eat protein, it can convert to sugar in the body. And so your body, when you go for longer periods of time without food, or if you decide to go on a keto diet for brief periods, keto is not good for men or women if you just do it forever. A lot of people keep trying to do that. That's bad. But you don't have to go keto. You can just do the intermittent fasting thing and your ketones will rise. And what happens is the body goes, you know what? I guess I should be pretty good at burning fat and pretty good at burning sugar. And when the body burns fat, your brains, your neurons are so happy because fat has more calories than sugar. So when you burn that, the neuron's like, yeah, we wanted more power. We have more power and more focus. So you get that. Like I can't imagine doing a mental high performance thing without having some ketones present. And I say that because I know how I feel, but I also know because I run a neuroscience lab to teach people's brains to become high performance. It's called 40 Years of Zen. And people come and spend 5 days with stuff glued to their head. And if I don't give them MCT oil, which helps to make ketones that feed those neurons, they can't do the high performance meditation learning stuff that they're capable of. And so you're sitting there going, okay, I want to be fast. then you want to teach your metabolism, you should be able to burn fat and you should be able to kick over and burn sugar as well. And people who only go keto, they can't burn sugar anymore and they get insulin resistant. So in your case, your body says, emergency, could you eat? Because it's learned to always expect sugar. And when you teach the body, not you consciously, but the body, to just be calm and go, oh, there's no sugar here. I'm not going to die. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick over my fat burning enzymes and I'm going to start metabolizing fat. And then the calmness and the energy kicks on.